You have got a brilliant idea. You have poured hours, maybe even days, into crafting the perfect plan. Every detail is mapped out. Every contingency is covered. Your spreadsheet is a thing of beauty. The presentation is sharp, and the 50-page business plan is a masterpiece. You feel productive, organized, and totally in control. But what if I told you that feeling of control is just an illusion? A slick little trick your brain is playing on you. What if all that diligence is just a clever disguise for fear? And what if your perfect plan is the very cage that is keeping you from making any real progress? This is the story of the paralyzed perfectionist, and there is a good chance you might be one without even realizing it. Let us talk about Alex. Alex is smart, driven, and brimming with incredible ideas. One day, Alex decides to start a side hustle, an online course teaching a skill they have completely mastered. The idea feels electric, and the motivation is off the charts. So, Alex gets to work. First up, research. Alex spends a full week dissecting every competing course, building a massive spreadsheet of their prices, modules, and marketing angles. Then, the planning phase kicks in. Alex outlines the entire course. Not just the big lessons, but every single video script, every worksheet, every email. Another 2 weeks, gone. The plan is becoming a work of art. Next, Alex dives into researching the perfect gear. The best camera, the right microphone, the ideal lighting. That is another week burned watching hundreds of YouTube reviews and comparing spec sheets. Then it is on to the website, agonizing over the perfect theme, the perfect font, and the perfect shade of blue for the Buy Now button. Months have passed. Alex now has a plan so detailed it could be used to launch a satellite. And Alex feels incredibly productive, having sunk hundreds of hours into working on the business. But here is the stone-cold reality. Not a single video has been recorded. Not one potential customer has been spoken to. The business only exists as a perfect theory, a ghost in a machine of spreadsheets and Word docs. Sound familiar? Do you find yourself endlessly tweaking things? Do you always need to do just one more piece of research before you can really start? If so, you are not alone. You are in the perfectionist's trap. You have confused the feeling of control you get from planning with the actual, tangible results of doing. The plan has become the destination instead of the path. So, why do our brilliant minds sabotage us like this? Why do we get stuck in this loop? It is not because we are lazy. In fact, it is usually the opposite. It is because our brains are hardwired to protect us, and overplanning is one of the sneakiest self-defense mechanisms out there. The first reason is a cognitive bias called the illusion of control. This is our tendency to overestimate our ability to control events. When we face a big, scary, uncertain goal, like launching a business or switching careers, our anxiety goes through the roof. Planning gives us a temporary fix for that anxiety. Making lists and spreadsheets feels like real work, and our brain rewards us with a little hit of dopamine. But here is the catch. It is safe productivity. There is zero risk of failure or rejection when you are just planning. You cannot get criticized for a course you have not launched. You cannot fail at a business that only exists on paper. Your brain has found a way to feel productive without ever facing the scary reality of risk. Then, that gets piled on with another nasty cognitive distortion: all or nothing thinking. This is the black and white mindset where things are either a massive success or a total disaster. There is no middle ground. Smart people especially often tie their entire identity to being intelligent and successful. The thought of being a clumsy beginner again, of making mistakes, is terrifying because it threatens that identity. The ego is a fragile thing. So, any outcome that is less than perfect is seen not as a learning curve, but as a personal failure. This mindset turns the starting line into a cliff edge. The fear of not being perfect makes it feel safer not to start at all. Your perfect plan becomes a fortress. Inside, you feel safe, smart, and in control. But it is not a headquarters. It is a prison. It is a cage you built yourself to protect your ego from the messy, unpredictable, and absolutely essential reality of just doing the work. If you are nodding along and seeing yourself in this story, that is actually a good thing. It means you are becoming aware of the trap. Awareness is the first step to getting out. If this is hitting home, stick around because we are about to pivot from the why to the how. We are going to cover the actual actionable steps you can take to break this cycle for good. Okay, so what is the antidote? How do we break free from this anxiety-fueled planning loop? The solution is not to just throw planning out the window. It is to change our relationship with it. It is about adopting a new mantra: progress, not perfection. The most successful people and companies on earth do not wait for a perfect plan. They launch, they learn, and they iterate. They know that a 70% solution that is out in the world today is infinitely better than a 100% solution that never sees the light of day. This is the mental shift we have to make. We need to start seeing action, not as the final step after all the planning is done, but as a critical part of the planning process itself. Real-world feedback is the most valuable data you will ever get, and you cannot get it until you put something, anything, out there. The goal is to go from being a paralyzed perfectionist to becoming an empowered action taker. And it starts with small, deliberate steps that retrain your brain to value doing over deliberating. Theory is nice, but let us get practical. Here are 3 concrete strategies you can use, starting today, to pull yourself out of the perfect plan trap. Step 1. Embrace the 70% rule. The 70% rule is a powerful antidote to perfectionism, and it is simple. When your project, your plan, or your work is about 70% of the way to what you would consider perfect, it is time to ship it. It is time to act, not 90%, not 99%, 70. This is not an excuse for sloppy work. It is a strategy that prioritizes action over endless polishing. It is about realizing the last 30% of tweaking gives you less and less return. And more importantly, it is what stops you from getting that game-changing, real-world feedback. Writing a book. Send the draft to an editor when it is 70% perfect. Launching a product. Build a minimum viable product that solves the main problem and get it to customers. The feedback they give you will be worth more than 100 more hours of you guessing in a spreadsheet. The 70% rule slowly desensitizes you to the fear of imperfection and rewires your brain to chase progress. Step 2. Set imperfect action deadlines. Perfectionists love vague, far-off deadlines. They give us unlimited time to polish our plans. The fix? Set hard, fast deadlines for the first version, not the perfect version. Instead of, I will launch my website when it is ready, change it to, my website goes live next Friday, even if it is just a single page. This is about creating a done list instead of a to-do list. The goal is to celebrate the act of finishing something. Did you record one video, even if the lighting was a bit off? Check it off the done list. Did you write 500 words, even if they need editing? Done. Breaking your huge goals into tiny concrete steps makes them way less scary and gives you a steady stream of small wins. It trains your brain to associate action, any action, with a feeling of accomplishment, which slowly breaks the addiction to the fake productivity of planning. Step 3. Challenge your all or nothing thoughts. Your brain is going to whisper some pretty catastrophic stuff to you. If this is not perfect, everyone will think I am a fraud. If I fail at this, my career is over. That is all or nothing thinking. Your job is to become a detective and call its bluff. When you catch yourself thinking in these extremes, ask one simple, powerful question. Is that 100% true? Is it really 100% true that if your first blog post is not a viral hit, your entire writing career is doomed? Is it absolutely true that if your product launch is quiet, you are a complete and utter failure? Of course not. The truth is almost always in the gray area. By questioning these dramatic thoughts, you strip them of their power. You can reframe them with something more realistic and kind. For instance, instead of, "If this fails, I am a failure," try, "If this does not work out like I hoped, I will have learned something critical for my next try." This is a core technique from cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, and it is incredibly effective for dismantling the mental scaffolding of perfectionism. The trap of the perfect plan is so seductive. It promises safety and control in a world that is fundamentally uncertain. It lets us feel smart and productive while shielding us from the terrifying vulnerability of actually trying and maybe even failing. But real growth, real accomplishment, and real impact do not happen in the sterile, safe bubble of a perfect plan. They happen in the messy, unpredictable arena of action. Your intelligence is not the enemy, but how you use it can be. Stop using your brilliant mind to build a prison of perfection. Start using it to iterate, to learn from your mistakes, and to adapt on the fly. Choose progress over perfection. Choose doing over deliberating. Choose done over perfect. Because the world does not need your perfect plan gathering dust on your hard drive. It needs what you have to offer. Start before you are ready. Your future self will thank you.